Hey guys, it's Akari, and in this video, I'm going to give you the brutal breakdown of the shadow operating business model, and it's going to be a no BS talk. I got my coffee here, and we're just going to go through everything about this business model that you may have not known, and just my goal is to give you the reality of it, right? Because the last thing I want is for you to come into this business and have the wrong expectations, whether that be, expecting results super fast or when you get your first partnership. Because obviously I've seen other people online make it sound super easy and that you can use AI, which you can in some parts, but I think it's doing you more harm than good. So that's the purpose of this video. I'm going to start by taking a sip. Alright, so let's get straight into the video. Now, guys, why should you listen to me? Well, if you haven't seen my channel, I've worked with multiple influencers with millions of followers and have generated 7 figures through this business model since 2023 when I started. I also run a one-on-one mentorship program where I've helped multiple clients secure partnerships already within their first couple months. So yeah, that's why. Now, getting on to the first truth or reason you could say is a lot of people who get into this business model think they can get a partnership in their first couple weeks or 30 days. Now, I'll start off by saying, yes, it's possible with the right scripts, methods, techniques. For example, like when I started, it took me a ton of time to figure out all the different aspects of this business model and the things you should do, the best practices. But look, if you're doing it alone, there's a lot for you to learn and a lot for you to kind of get the hang of, right? It's not an overnight thing, firstly. And yeah, like in terms of getting your first partnership, it comes down to the amount of work that you're willing to put in, because obviously it's a numbers game in terms of how many influencers you reach out to. Do they actually meet the criteria? Are they in a good niche? So like there's a bunch of different variables you could say when it comes down to getting your first partnership. But look, if you're getting into this alone, I would definitely recommend to do as much research as you can on this. Watch all the videos on my channel. I cover quite a lot. If you are serious about shadow operating and maybe you've got started already and you're just stuck on the outreach part, I could definitely help you with that. So if you want to like work one-on-one, you can click that link in the first line of the description and you can apply to work with me and I can help you out there. But yeah, like that's the first thing I'd say is the expectation of when you can get your first partnership, right? And in reality, if you are doing this alone, you should be expecting within your first, 3 to 6 months. So yeah, that's what I would say when it comes down to getting your first partner. It's a combination of skill, technique, and action and consistency, right? So I'll put some screenshots of some of my clients who have secured partnerships somewhere on the screen here so you can see that this is real. And then the next thing I would say is I think people give up too easily. Honestly, like when it comes to learning how to walk, you took, well, most of you probably took 10 to 12 months to learn how to walk. I think that was the same for me, right? When we were 0 years old. And now when it comes to building a successful online business, making an income of 10K per month that 90% of the world doesn't make, having that freedom to work online and travel anywhere that you want with no 9 to 5, you want to do it in a month and you're not going to have any leeway to go further than that. There's no more patience and no more consistency and persistence beyond that. You know how crazy that sounds, right? So I want to put things into perspective. Take a university degree, it's a 4 years college, you're dedicating hundreds of thousands of dollars, and what do you get out of it? A piece of paper at the end to go work and be a slave for someone else under fluorescent lights. I'm getting a bit passionate here, but I'm just trying to make a point. Like, guys, this business model compared to that, firstly, is way lower risk because you're not committing that type of capital of like hundreds of thousands. Secondly, I'm just asking for a couple of months here of patience while we do send some messages on your phone to get a partner to make 10K a month, right? So it's nothing too crazy, guys. I'm being honest. Like, this is nothing too crazy compared to other things that you have to learn and things that take time. Like learning a language takes like a year. Like, I'm actually learning Brazilian Portuguese, and I think I've been studying it for a couple years. Not honestly, I haven't given the most time, but like things take time. Is my point. Like, nothing is overnight. So when it comes to shadow operating, it's no different. It's not an overnight thing. And the sad thing I see is so many of you just give up too easily. And I'm not talking to you directly watching this video. I'm just seeing what I've seen from other people is that, you'll send a couple messages, maybe it'll be 100, and then you just give up because you get no response. And if I was just in your corner and you could message me and, I know I could help you get a partner. So that's why I guess I'm making this video. But again, like, don't give up so easily is what I'm trying to say. And moving on to the next thing, which is there's a lot of skills involved in this business, okay? So, like, firstly, identifying who to message, that's like kind of the biggest thing, right? If you're sending DMs to everyone and anyone in no specific niche, well, of course, like, it's not going to work. But identifying who to actually work with is a big thing. And if you're a client of mine, then just go check the document on my criteria checklist. It literally tells you exactly who and who not to work with. But then also, like, when you do have someone, like, how to actually build the offer, like how to scale the business, because it's not just about launching and then what happens after that, right? You can consistently grow this business over many months, if not a year. That's what I did. So yeah, like, there's so many skills involved. So if you have that persistence and you're willing to commit to this business, then it is for you. If you're someone who gives up easy and expects passive income and fast results, then maybe it's not for you, okay? You will get fast results if you use my methods and then also double down on that, like, consistency. So every day you're sending messages to the right people, and you're not going to give up, then you will see results, okay? So that's kind of like what I wanted to say on that. And then, look, I'd say the next thing is, this business model is a lot of different skills in one, right? So you got the outreach side, you got the partnership call. When you hop on the call with the influencer, then you have actually building out the technical backend. So you really need a multiple skill sets to do this, right? And a lot of you starting might not have that, which is completely fine. Like, you can learn it, and especially like with my clients, I'll tell them exactly what they need to know so they can do this business. But it's just about understanding it's not a one skill thing, right? Like, maybe with some other things, it's okay, I just need to learn ads, or I just need to learn, I don't know, like how to build a website, something like that, right? But here, there's multiple skill sets. So you need to be a full stack entrepreneur, is what I call it. An entrepreneur who's capable of many different skills. So yeah, like, I would say if you're willing to dedicate yourself to this, then you can make it work. And that's really what separates 99% of people to the 1% of shadow operators who actually make like 20, 30, 50K a month. These are the real numbers that people can actually make. So like, that's the difference, right? Will you give up when things get difficult? Are you willing to learn the skill sets, and can you keep doing this for 3 to 6 months? It's literally what it comes down to. So yeah, that leads me on to my next thing, which is not every influencer is actually good to work with. Like, even if you hop on a call and they agree to work with you, some of them might not be willing to put in the effort to make it work. Some of them could be a bit shady. So yeah, like, picking the right influencer is the most important part when it comes to this business model, because you could do everything else right. Like, you could build the perfect offer, you could literally have the perfect game plan when it comes to launching, but if the influencer you pick is not good, it will fall on its face. So the most amount of time should be spent on first collecting those influencers and deciding if they're good or not to work with, and making sure that everyone you reach out to is qualified. Then, once you've secured someone, building the actual backend is kind of the fun part. and it's a lot easier than the initial stage. So yeah, that's kind of like honestly what I wanted to share with you today is just come into this business model with the right expectations. It's not an overnight thing, but you can definitely speed things up. And just to kind of recap this video and put this into an analogy, if I was to ask you to make a Michelin star pasta meal, right? Would you know what to do? Well, probably you'd just go search on AI, look at the ingredients, look at the recipe, go buy the ingredients from the market, come back and cook it. But okay, you've made your Michelin star pasta. Who is going to tell you if it's of that level of quality? How do you know it tastes good? How do you know if you missed a step, if you did a technique wrong? You don't. And so that's how I'd like to compare it to doing this business model on your own. Yes, all the information is out there online. In terms of the actual implementation and then having that accountability to make sure you don't give up, which is very easy to do if you're doing this business on your own, is a world of difference. And that's what separates a very bad chef, you could say, to a Michelin star level chef. And imagine if you had that like Michelin star chef walking you through step by step, okay, yes, get these ingredients, here's how you do this technique, and you're kind of like watching over their shoulder of how they cook that meal, and then letting you know once you've cooked it, if it tastes good or not. This is the difference, guys, and like the difference between if you're going to make it work or not. So do with what you will with that information. That's honestly everything I wanted to cover today in this video. If you liked it, please hit the like, subscribe button, and also comment any other videos that you want me to make around this business model, because my goal for this channel is to provide you as much value as possible so you know what you need to get started. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you on the next one.